A 67-year-old man, non-smoker, daily walker, low-sugar diet, died almost instantly from a stroke while sleeping. No pain, no warning. His wife found him cold in bed the next morning. What shocked the doctors wasn't his lifestyle, it was what he ate every night, thinking it was healthy, a small handful of salted peanuts. The truth? Certain nuts, often labeled heart-healthy, can silently thicken your blood, raise blood pressure, strain your liver, and set you up for a sudden, think deadly stroke. Especially after age 60, when your blood vessels narrow, enzyme function slows, and your body loses its natural defense against internal inflammation. You may feel fine today. Maybe your only symptoms are occasional dizziness, cold fingers, a foggy head after meals. But these aren't just aging. They could be early signs of blood flow disruptions, silent strokes, that build up until one night, your brain just shuts down. And the worst part? The most dangerous nuts are the most common ones. They're in snack bars, diet plans, and almost every senior's kitchen. But it doesn't have to be this way. The right nuts, just a few per day, can do the exact opposite. They thin the blood naturally, open up your arteries, feed your brain with anti-inflammatory compounds, and even help regulate your sleep and energy. A major study from the Journal of the American College of Cardiology showed that older adults who consistently ate specific nuts saw a reduction in stroke and cardiovascular risk by up to 48%. Not by taking drugs, not by doing extreme diets, just by choosing the right handful. In this video, we'll show you the 4 nuts that naturally support brain function, circulation, and heart health after 65. The 4 nuts that silently do the opposite and increase your risk of stroke, cognitive decline, and high blood pressure. And the number 1 nut that most people wrongly believe is healthy, but has been linked to liver damage, taste disruption, and dangerous drug interactions. If you're over 65 and you care about staying sharp, strong, and independent, this might be the most important 10 minutes of your week. Watch until the very end. The final nut on the avoid list will shock you, and it's probably in your pantry right now. Most people think stroke is just a part of aging, like wrinkles or gray hair. But that belief is not only wrong, it's dangerous. Because the truth is, strokes don't happen because you're old. They happen because your blood can no longer flow the way it used to. And that change? It's mostly caused by what you eat, what you drink, and when you do it. Let's break this down simply. Your blood is supposed to be smooth, flowing, oxygen-rich. But certain foods, especially the wrong fats, too much sugar, and processed salts, start to thicken your blood. Think of it like this. Imagine drinking water through a straw. Easy, right? Now imagine trying to sip honey through that same straw. That's what happens when your blood becomes viscous. Your heart has to push harder. Your brain cells receive less oxygen. And over time, without a single symptom, small strokes begin to form. Silent strokes that kill cells without warning. Why does this matter? Because these microstrokes often go undetected until something major happens. Your speech slurs, your memory slips, your balance wobbles. And by then, damage has already occurred. What's worse, these symptoms are often misdiagnosed as normal aging, when in fact, they're red flags. Subtle cries for help from your circulatory system. To understand why this happens, you need to see your body like a city. Your blood vessels? They're the pipes that carry water to every building. When you're young, those pipes are clean and flexible. But as we age, or more accurately, as we consume the wrong things, they start to rust, harden, narrow. Imagine a decades-old pipe clogged with calcium, sludge, and debris. Now imagine trying to push thick syrup through it at high pressure. That's what your heart does every day when your diet goes wrong. Now let's look at the liver. Think of it as your body's oil refinery. It processes toxins, regulates cholesterol, balances blood sugar. But when you overload it with processed fats, mold-contaminated foods, or the wrong types of oils, especially from over-roasted nuts, it slows down. A sluggish liver leads to poor filtration, which leads to toxic buildup in the bloodstream. And guess what thickens blood faster than anything? Unfiltered waste and oxidized fats. Then there's the enzyme system, your internal cleanup crew. These are biological molecules that break down harmful compounds, dissolve clots, and maintain smooth circulation. But most seniors are enzyme deficient. Why? Because cooked, highly processed foods contain little to no living enzymes. And once your body runs low, it can't keep up with the detox work. Blood gets thicker, plaques form, inflammation rises, and your arteries become a ticking time bomb. Here's the good news. None of this is inevitable. You're not too old to reverse these processes. What matters isn't your birth year. It's your choices. If you eat the right foods, rich in natural enzymes, plant-based omega-3s, anti-inflammatory minerals, you can help restore blood flow, oxygen delivery, and even begin cellular repair. So instead of asking, what medication should I take? Start asking, what causes blood clots in the first place? What foods can I eat to naturally thin my blood? What's the best diet for heart health without relying on pills? Because the truth is, nature already gave us the answers. They're found in certain foods, especially in specific nuts, but only if you choose the right ones. And that's what we'll show you next. In just a moment, we're going to reveal the 4 powerful nuts that support circulation, nourish your brain, and act as natural blood thinners without side effects. And later, we'll expose the most dangerous nut of all. The one that looks innocent but has harmed thousands of aging hearts. Keep watching, because once you understand the difference, you'll never snack the same way again. Most people think eating nuts is always healthy, no matter the time, the type, or the preparation. It sounds harmless, even smart. I snack on nuts instead of chips. That must be good, right? But here's the hidden danger. The wrong nut, eaten the wrong way, at the wrong time, can quietly raise your blood pressure, thicken your blood, and set the stage for a silent stroke. Here are the 3 mistakes millions of seniors make, without realizing they're putting their hearts, brains, and blood vessels at risk. Mistake number 1, eating salted or roasted nuts. Salted nuts may taste great, but they're silent blood pressure bombs. Even a small handful of salted peanuts can contain more sodium than a fast food hamburger. And for aging kidneys, this excess sodium isn't filtered efficiently. It builds up in the bloodstream, drawing in water and silently elevating blood pressure. Roasting adds another layer of harm. Most commercial nuts are roasted at high temperatures, damaging their natural fats. These oxidized fats turn into inflammatory compounds that stress your arteries and accelerate plaque formation. Let's put it simply. You thought you were snacking smart. In reality, you were pouring salt and toxic oil into your bloodstream. And unlike sugary snacks, salted nuts don't spike your energy. They spike your pressure, subtly, dangerously, and often without symptoms. Mistake number 2, eating nuts at night. This may come as a shock, but eating nuts before bed could quietly increase your stroke risk. At night, your body naturally slows down. Your heart rate lowers, circulation slows, you lose water through breathing and perspiration, but you're not replenishing it. Your blood thickens while you sleep. Now add in a handful of fatty, dense nuts, especially cashews or macadamias. They trigger insulin, slow digestion, and in some bodies, raise triglyceride levels overnight. What's the result? A perfect storm for microclots to form, right when your body is least able to manage them. Imagine a quiet stream late at night. Now dump a bucket of sludge into it. That's what your body deals with when heavy nuts are consumed before bed. A viewer once shared, "I used to eat pistachios every night while watching TV. It helped me unwind. But I started waking up dizzy, lightheaded, with my heart pounding. My doctor asked me one question. What do you eat before bed?" Mistake number 3, choosing high oxalate nuts like cashews. Cashews are soft, creamy, comforting, but they're also one of the highest oxalate nuts, and that's a serious concern for seniors. Oxalates bind to calcium in your gut, preventing absorption. Bad news for aging bones. They also form crystals in the kidneys, increasing stone risk, especially for dehydrated bodies. What's worse, cashews raise blood sugar more than most nuts due to their higher carbohydrate content. That means more insulin, more inflammation, and more pressure on your cardiovascular system. Just ask Mrs. Ann, 72. "I had no idea cashews were hurting me. I thought they helped me sleep." But my blood pressure kept rising, and none of the medications helped. I cut out the cashews, and within 10 days, my pressure dropped. If these 3 habits sound familiar, don't panic. You're not alone. But now you know better, and that's the beginning of change. Because up next, we're revealing 4 nuts that actually heal. The kind that support blood flow, reduce inflammation, protect your arteries, and feed your brain. All naturally, all proven. You've seen what goes wrong. Now let's explore what can go right, if you choose wisely. Stay with us. You've seen how the wrong nuts can quietly sabotage your health. But here's the empowering truth. Just a handful of the right nuts each day can help lower blood pressure, keep your arteries clean, thin your blood naturally, and protect your brain from future strokes. This isn't a miracle pill. It's the simplest form of self-defense, using food as nature intended. So, let's dive into the top 4 nuts every senior should be eating after 65, and what makes them so powerful. Number 1. Almonds, the artery protector. Imagine tiny workers scrubbing your arteries clean, keeping the walls smooth, flexible, and flowing. That's what almonds do, day after day. Packed with calcium and magnesium, almonds deliver a perfect ratio for preventing arterial calcification, a major stroke risk in seniors. Unlike calcium supplements that sometimes cause buildup in the wrong places, almonds help calcium go into your bones, not your blood vessels, thanks to their natural magnesium content. Magnesium acts like a traffic cop, redirecting calcium to where it's needed and reducing pressure inside the arteries. That alone can lower stroke risk significantly. What's more, almonds are loaded with vitamin E, especially when eaten with the skin. That brown outer layer contains flavonoids that double the antioxidant power, fighting inflammation that silently stiffens your arteries. They're also rich in monounsaturated fats, the heart-friendly kind that lowers LDL, bad cholesterol, while their fiber content helps improve digestion and blood sugar stability. 2 things many people over 65 struggle with. Mr. Louis, 69, used to snack on pretzels every night. After switching to almonds, raw, skin on, his blood pressure dropped by 8 points in 6 weeks. His doctor couldn't believe it. How much is enough? About 15 to 20 almonds per day. Look for raw or dry roasted unsalted. Chew well, especially if you have swallowing concerns. Already eating almonds daily? Comment Almond Crew below. If not, would you try swapping your evening snack for 10 almonds tonight? Number 2. Walnuts. The brain's best friend, walnuts look like tiny brains, and they may be the reason yours stays sharp into your 80s. These amazing nuts are the top plant-based source of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a brain-loving omega-3 fatty acid. ALA keeps neuronal membranes soft and fluid, so electrical signals move freely. That's crucial for memory, focus, and mood. They also contain polyphenols that cross the blood-brain barrier, targeting oxidative stress, the same kind that accelerates cognitive decline and memory loss. But walnuts go even further. They contain natural melatonin, the sleep-regulating hormone that declines with age. Better sleep equals better brain detox, better mornings. And then there's arginine, an amino acid that boosts nitric oxide, helping relax blood vessels and improve circulation, especially helpful for aging arteries. Gloria, 75, had trouble focusing and remembering simple tasks. Her daughter added 6 walnut halves to her morning oatmeal. Within 2 months, her mental clarity was night and day. How much? Just 6 to 8 walnut halves daily. Store them in the fridge. Their delicate oils go rancid easily. If brain fog or forgetfulness has been creeping in, why not give walnuts 14 days and see if you feel a change? But if you think walnuts are impressive, wait until you meet the nut that naturally lowers blood pressure better than some medications, without any side effects. Number 3. Pistachios, the natural blood pressure pill. Think of pistachios as nature's pressure regulators. Packed with 285 milligrams of potassium per ounce, they work by gently balancing out excess sodium in your system, a common issue as kidney function slows with age. This mineral balance is crucial for maintaining healthy blood vessel tone, helping arteries remain flexible instead of stiff. Unlike many snacks that sneak in sodium, pistachios are naturally low in salt, especially when eaten raw or lightly roasted. That makes them a smart, heart-friendly option for seniors managing hypertension or on blood pressure meds. They also offer a surprising bonus, a unique combo of lutein and zeaxanthin, antioxidants that target the retina and help prevent age-related macular degeneration, a leading cause of vision loss in older adults. Another reason they're ideal? They're easy to chew, gentler on aging teeth than almonds, and the act of shelling slows you down. That simple ritual provides a visual cue, helping you avoid mindless overeating, especially during TV time or stressful evenings. Ali, 68, was taking 2 blood pressure medications daily. After adding 40 pistachios to his lunch routine, his readings stabilized within a month. His doctor gradually reduced 1 prescription, something Eli hadn't thought possible in years. Ideal amount? Around 40 pistachios daily, ideally unsalted and with shells still on for portion control and mindfulness. What's your blood pressure goal this month? Try pistachios for 7 days and tell us if you notice the difference. Comment green gold if you're in. Number 4. Brazil nuts, the thyroid and nerve guardian. No other food provides as much selenium as Brazil nuts. Just one nut contains up to 137% of your daily selenium needs, making it a silent powerhouse for seniors. Why does selenium matter? It plays a key role in thyroid hormone activation, which controls energy levels, metabolism, and body temperature. Many people over 65 suffer from mild thyroid dysfunction without realizing it, mistaking symptoms like cold hands, fatigue, and foggy thinking as just aging. Selenium also protects the myelin sheath, the fatty coating around your nerves that helps signals travel quickly and accurately. That means better reflexes, coordination, and cognitive clarity. But it doesn't stop there. Selenium is a potent antioxidant, helping defend your DNA, mitochondria, and telomeres, the biological clocks of aging. 1 nut a day really can help slow the ticking. Anna, 71, felt tired no matter how much she slept. Her hands were always cold. A simple blood test revealed borderline thyroid function. Her nutritionist suggested 2 Brazil nuts daily. Within weeks, her energy picked up and her mood lifted. Don't overdo it. More than 2 to 3 per day can lead to selenium toxicity. Stick with 1 to 2 nuts daily, ideally with breakfast for optimal absorption. Do you deal with low energy, cold hands, or brain fog? Try Brazil nuts for 14 days and share if you feel a shift. Just comment selenium below. Final thoughts. The simplicity of daily defense. You don't need handfuls. You don't need fancy supplements. Just 7 to 10 of the right nuts per day can improve circulation, sharpen your brain, and support your heart. Without prescriptions, without cost, and without risk. But the truth is, most people get this part completely wrong. In the next section, we'll expose the 4 nuts you must avoid, especially one that's been praised in low-carb diets, with that yet may silently inflame your arteries and burden your liver. Don't miss it. The nut you think is healthy might be doing the most harm. You've just learned about the powerful benefits of heart-healthy nuts. But here's what most people miss, the flip side. Some of the most commonly eaten nuts, yes, even the ones sold in health food stores, can quietly sabotage your heart, damage your liver, or even disrupt your medications. Especially if you're over 65, these 4 nuts deserve a red flag in your pantry. And nut number 4, it's one even doctors rarely warn about. Let's break this down. 1. Peanuts. The mold magnet peanuts are one of the most misunderstood foods in the senior diet. Though widely consumed and praised as affordable protein, they carry hidden dangers. First, peanuts aren't true nuts. They're legumes. And that matters. Because they grow underground, they're highly susceptible to mold contamination. This mold can produce aflatoxins, naturally occurring toxins that target the liver, impair detoxification, and increase cancer risk. As we age, the liver's ability to filter toxins naturally declines. That makes aflatoxins particularly dangerous for older adults. Compounding the issue, many enjoy peanuts roasted and salted. Excess sodium contributes to rising blood pressure, often without symptoms. And because peanuts are high in omega-6 fatty acids, they promote inflammation when consumed in excess, tipping the body's delicate omega-3 to omega-6 balance. Healthier swap? Raw or dry roasted almonds offer healthy fats and magnesium without the mold risk or inflammatory load. 2. Cashews, the sugar spike trap. Creamy, addictive, and often mistaken as a health food, cashews are surprisingly high in carbohydrates, around 9 grams per ounce. That may not seem like much, but for seniors managing prediabetes or blood sugar issues, it can make a significant impact. What's more, cashews are rich in oxalates, compounds that can bind calcium and contribute to kidney stones, a common concern over 60. For those with weak digestion or taking medication that reduces stomach acid, cashews can also be problematic. They contain enzyme inhibitors, which hinder protein breakdown and nutrient absorption. Processed cashews are often oil-roasted and heavily salted, adding hidden fats and sodium that raise heart risks. Anne, 72, loved her nightly handful of cashews, believing they helped her relax. But her blood pressure kept rising. Her doctor couldn't pinpoint the cause until a nutritionist suggested cutting cashews. Within weeks, her levels stabilized. Healthier swap. Walnuts provide healthy fats, omega-3s, and help fight inflammation without the blood sugar spike. 3. Macadamia nuts, the calorie bomb. Macadamias are luxurious, buttery, and extremely calorie-dense. At over 200 calories and 22 grams of fat per ounce, they're the most energy-rich nut around. That might be fine for young athletes, but not ideal for adults with slower metabolism, lipid disorders, or those watching their weight. Macadamias also contain one of the highest levels of saturated fat among nuts, around 3 grams per ounce. For seniors with high cholesterol or a history of heart disease, this can contribute to LDL buildup in arteries. They're also very hard in texture, posing a risk for those with dental issues, crowns, or weaker jaw strength. Healthier swap. Pistachios are easier to chew, lower in fat, and high in potassium, perfect for regulating blood pressure. Pine nuts, the medication disruptor. The biggest surprise on this list. Pine nuts, while small and seemingly harmless, can cause a condition called pine mouth syndrome. This triggers a lingering metallic taste that can last for days or even weeks, interfering with appetite, nutrition, and enjoyment of food. That's bad news for seniors who already struggle with poor appetite or weight loss. Even worse, pine nuts can interfere with common cardiovascular medications. Their oils may alter absorption of statins, beta blockers, and blood thinners, some of the most prescribed drugs for seniors. Most doctors don't mention this food-drug interaction. They're also difficult to handle. Small, slippery, and a potential choking hazard for anyone with dry mouth or reduced swallowing function, very common over 65. Peter, 70, started adding pine nuts to his salads, thinking it was a smart swap. Weeks later, his medications weren't working as well. His doctor adjusted the dose, but the real fix came when his wife cut out pine nuts. His blood pressure normalized within days. Healthier swap. Brazil nuts provide selenium for thyroid and nerve support and require only 1 to 2 per day for benefits. Just because a nut is sold in a health food aisle doesn't mean it's good for you. For aging bodies, the difference between healing and harming often lies in the details, how it's processed, when it's eaten, and what your body can handle at this stage of life. So which of these nuts do you eat most often? Were you surprised by any? Comment 1 for peanuts, 2 for cashews, 3 for macadamias, or 4 if pine nuts shocked you the most. We're not selling anything. Just passing along what could save someone's life. What you've just uncovered is not just a list of foods. It's a complete shift in how you think about your health. For years, we've been taught that aging naturally leads to decline. Foggy memory, weak heart, brittle vessels, sleepless nights. But the truth is, many of these changes are not inevitable. They're reversible. All it takes is the right actions, applied consistently. You started this journey with a frightening story about a man who thought he was doing everything right. But now, you know better. You've learned which nuts to avoid. You've discovered which ones can lower blood pressure, improve brain clarity, and reduce stroke risk, naturally, without drugs and without side effects. It's time to take action. Gently, consistently, intentionally. Here's a simple morning routine to begin tomorrow. 7 to 10 of the right nuts, Almonds, walnuts, pistachios, or Brazil nuts, raw, unsalted, and portioned. A glass of warm water with a pinch of mineral-rich sea salt supports hydration and blood fluidity. 3 minutes of deep belly breathing. Inhale through your nose, exhale slowly, and visualize your heart getting stronger. That's it. No expensive supplements, no subscriptions. Just 3 steps that can change everything. The 7-Day Transformation Challenge. For the next 7 days, track 3 things, just like you would with your medication. Blood pressure, morning and night. Heart rate, resting, before bed. Sleep quality. Note how many hours you sleep and how rested you feel. Most people feel improvements in just a few days. Some notice deeper sleep. Others feel less tightness in the chest. Many report a sharper mind and calmer mood. But don't take our word for it. Measure it yourself. We've seen this work in thousands of people over 60 who made one simple change. They gave their body the tools it actually needs. And now, you're part in something bigger. We're not selling anything here. No product, no subscription, no funnel. We're simply sharing what works. Because if you're reading this, it means you care. Not just about your health, but about helping others too. So here's what we ask. If you've been unknowingly eating the wrong nuts, type 1 in the comments. If you've started to feel results after making these changes, type 2. That's it. We don't want your subscription. We want your ripple effect. If one comment inspires one person to avoid a stroke or save a parent, a neighbor, a friend, that's the only reward we need. You are not powerless. You are not too late. This is your moment to take control. One nut, one breath, one morning at a time. And if you found even a sliver of truth here, share it. Not for us, but for someone who still doesn't know.